Hello and welcome to our cottage garden. I hope you're doing really well. It's a brisk evening today and I thought I would take you kind of around our cottage garden and our vegetable patch to harvest some medicinal plants, dry them, and store them for winter. So if you are new here, welcome. My name is Anna. I would love to have you join our little family over here. If you could subscribe, that would be really helpful for us. Like this video if you like, and let's get into the video. Please also do share with me any of the medicinal plants that you're growing. I have loved reading about that, especially in the apothecary video, and anything that you've been kind of harvesting at this time of year. I know we have people from all over the world, which is so exciting. So I'd love to hear what your garden is looking like right now. Let's begin. I have my gloves, my gardening gloves, and a lot of you ask about these. These are just like opera gloves. They're like a vegan sort of suede, almost like a velvety kind of glove. But yeah, they're just like an opera glove. They're not a gardening glove, but they're perfect for harvesting, especially things like roses, which is probably what we're going to start with here, because they're super thick. And yeah, for so much of the year here, we're really quite cold. And so I like having these on. So I didn't bring a shawl or a coat or anything. So I'm actually going to put these on because we're harvesting roses, but mainly because I'm just a little bit chilly, to be honest. Okay, so in the edible flowers video that I just published for you guys, I talked about roses and how you should trust your nose when it comes to the rose that you're harvesting for eating. But I really do like harvesting a lot of the different types of roses. And we have this fairy rose here, which I'm gonna harvest just for some teas. It's also a nice one to put onto, you know, different desserts and things like that. But I'm just gonna kind of come in, find a little branch that looks really beautiful and that doesn't have any older blooms yet, which will be pretty easy. These ones grow so well. And like I said in that video, you can harvest the buds and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and go pretty far back just so we can have kind of a really long option for drying. Isn't that a beautiful rose? So that'll be nice. All edible, all roses are edible, by the by. So we'll pop that in there. The fairy roses do have really kind of sharp thorns. So let's see. Let me go ahead and harvest a few more things over here. Next up, we're gonna do the hyssops. Okay, so these are one of the varieties of hyssop that we have. It's a beautiful purple color, as you can see. Now, the thing is, because we do have a lot of warm temperatures coming up, we have had like a little bit of a dip in temperatures. I think today the high was 60 and it's been getting down into the low 40s, but I think we're gonna go back up. And so there's lots more time for the bees and other pollinators and also the hummingbirds, which love the hyssop. So I don't really want to take that many. They particularly love this one. So you know what? I think I'm gonna leave this one and just go for the hyssops over here, because that way they can, you know, this is in our porch bed. We like spending time up there and we can really see them really well from there. So I'm gonna come right behind you and just grab this hyssop over here. I don't see them on this hyssop as often. So I'm gonna come back all the way down here and just snip that off like that. Oh my gosh, I love that smell. So anytime you're harvesting, you know, anything like this, you just want to make sure that it's not diseased, nothing's going on with it. There are a few sad looking leaves here, so we're just gonna chop those off. That'll be really nice. Gorgeous. We'll probably end up doing another harvest later in the season, but I just want to take you along for this one. Okay, I think I can do a few more of these that have kind of fallen over. There we go. Oh, that'll be perfect. That's beautiful. I love that color. Isn't that nice? I think I'm gonna get some Nepeta as well here. While we're at it. So here we have some Nepeta. And these ones here look pretty good. So I'm just gonna kind of grab a little bunch here and just snip it off here. Hopefully that's not too obvious. It's not bad. Not bad. It's like I always feel like I'm a mom giving a bad haircut to my plants because so often I'm just like, oh, you poor thing, what did I do? So yeah, just a little bundle there. Yeah, I'll do some cleaning up as well before we hang them up to dry. Any other ones? I think we have an echinacea over here. Let me go ahead and get this one. All right, echinacea. Now, like I said with the hyssops, I do like to leave them up for any of the foraging wildlife. And same with echinacea. I like to leave the echinacea up so that, you know, birds and things like that can forage for these echinacea seeds in the fall and winter. But I'm just gonna take a few, just took one from there, just a few of the hyssops, leave enough for our beautiful animals. All right, now let's go to the kitchen garden and we'll do the rest of our harvesting. Okay, so we are in the vegetable patch. It's actually been a great year here in our kitchen garden. Lots and lots of successes, so many eggplants and zucchinis and squash, and the peas this year were wonderful. Kale for salads and dinners every single night. The okra has been so great and so fun to cook with, really delicious. And you know, I'm a Southern gal, so I do love that okra. So that's been really, really fun to grow in the garden. And so now we're just gonna mainly be focusing here in our little herb bed. So I'm gonna harvest some more of this echinacea and some sage probably, and maybe a little bit of the lemon verbena, but definitely some lemon balm. Okay, I mean, it has been a little bit cold, so things aren't looking fantastic, but all things considered, I'm a happy gardener. There we go, and then we'll grab these two here and leave the rest up for the wildlife. Who knows, maybe we'll have enough time left for some more flowers, because there's a lot of buds here. You just never know when that first frost is going to come in this area. Okay, beautiful. That is such a pretty color, isn't it? Here, let me show you. I got this from our local garden club. Had a little plant sale. We got some of these. So that's fun, but I don't know the variety name. It just said coneflower. It's really pretty. We actually thought it might have been a red, which is why we put it in the bed with all the marigolds and everything. Okay, so this was our herb container. I think it looks really, really beautiful. And we've been eating all of these all the time, so that's been really, really nice. I think I'm just gonna do 2 of these tricolor sages. There. Yeah, we'll hang that one up. That's pretty. Isn't that a pretty one? With the purple stems? It's gorgeous. There are so many reasons to grow things, you know? Growing things that are beautiful, growing things that are edible, growing things that are good for you, for your soil. This is the lemon verbena. Really nice. Very punchy lemon, kind of a sharp lemon flavor and scent. Wow. We got pumpkins this year. I don't know if I told you about it yet, but we got pumpkins. So we have a couple of the cinnamon girls, and we have probably 5 of the baby boos. That's the first for us. We've tried growing pumpkins every year, and we've never gotten them because of this short growing season. But that's good. Oh, hi! Look at this. Look at this little guy. Just pretending to be a stick. You don't want to come with us. Do you see him? Hi, sweetie. Here, let me help you. Let me put you, you seem to like that, so let me put you back on there. There we go. We'll hang that up. Isn't that pretty? Gosh, it's a pretty one. Pop this in here. We have so much lemon verbena, dried lemon verbena left over from last year. All right, let's do the lemon balm now. I've done mushroom foraging classes and things like that, and I'm pretty sure that we have some turkey tail here, which is a great edible mushroom. It's like a medicinal mushroom. That'd be a fun one to make some tinctures and things out of. So this is our lemon balm. Really beautiful plant. It loves it here. Growing really thick. Yeah, that's nice. And this one doesn't seem, as kind of affected by things. We don't spray here or anything like that. And so bugs and things we share our garden with that, with all kinds of little critters, which I love. But it does mean that sometimes the garden doesn't look as pristine or whatever, but that is a sacrifice that I am happy to make in order to have so many amazing animals and insects here. We can actually do a lot of this. But yeah, this one's it looks really healthy. Oh my gosh. This is like a softer lemon, not as sharp of a scent as the verbena. He needs a little cleaning up. I think this is actually going to mean that we get more of a harvest later in the season, because I think these are actually going to bulk out a little bit. I have faith. All right. What do you think? One more? Or are we good? Are we done? We're done. Okay. There we go. That lemon scent is so intense. I love it. Okay, and now on to one of my absolute favorites, the chocolate peppermint. This is just such a delicious, delicious herb. I shared all of the medicinal benefits of these in a previous video. I'm not an herbalist, just a curious gardener. These are getting a little bit cold, I think, a little bit nipped. They should be okay. Mint is one that you can plant early. All right, let's go to the other side. I think the mint over there actually looks a little bit nicer. How good does our cucumber look? Isn't that sad? We got a few and they were delicious, but man, no one can grow cucumbers outside here. No, actually we did. We've seen one or two that grow it out, but most people grow them in tunnels. I think it's been my favorite tea to have this year from the garden for sure. It's the one that we drink as a dessert tea. It's really, really nice. Can you smell that from where you are?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. There we go. I'll let you sniff it. Isn't that amazing?
So
good. It's just crazy how much that just smells exactly like its name. Chocolate peppermint. Just exactly. Like if you closed your eyes and smelled that, you would just be convinced that it was chocolate peppermint. I think that's all that I wanted to do here. But I think we are going to do another video where I come and harvest, peppers and things like that, just to kind of show you what that process is like of, processing those for the winter. Here we have the pampas grass, the pampas plume celosia. And I've been using this in arrangements and it looks beautiful. But the seeds start to get everywhere, things like that. But that is just such a pretty one to dry in your home. Look at that. That is gorgeous. I might take one or two of these because these are kind of hidden back here anyway. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, very, very pretty. That's such a vibrant color. All right, let's get one more. I know this is about harvesting medicinals, but I'm going to harvest these too because they're beautiful. Maybe we'll add a few of these hanging up. What do you think, guys? Oh, I love that color. Wow, so pretty. Oh, here's one. I'll get this one too. Because these ones are on the ground. They're not helping anyone down there. All right. We'll get back to the medicinal stuff in a minute. Aren't they beautiful? Okay, so this is all we're doing from the kitchen garden. We have a few on the porch that I'm gonna harvest, and then I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I like to tie them up. Okay, so here is our pineapple sage. It is just so, so wonderful. Every single day I come by and smell the leaves because they're just so sweet and delectable. So I'm gonna come in and harvest a few of these. I highly, highly recommend pineapple sage. It's so fun. It's a really fun one for kids to just kind of show them that plants mimic other plants. You know, that's just a fun thing. And they'll really smell the pineapple. Not toddlers, obviously. They probably wouldn't know what's going on with any of it. We'll do some more cleaning up once we start to process them, but yeah. Oh, you guys, it smells so good. Get a few more. That's a good one there. Yeah. Gorgeous. Gorgeosity, as my mama used to say. That's nice. So we are all done harvesting. Now I want to take you inside so we can process these. That looked like it might have been the owl flying over. Okay, so we are now in our kitchen, and I am going to begin to prep these. So we have a little bit of twine, and I'm basically just going to be making bundles. Now, you could go ahead and harvest and then just use these herbs right away. I love doing that, particularly with our chocolate peppermint, which I think I'm going to do right now is just put the kettle on and actually make some of that because I'm a little bit cold, just so I can have something nice and warm to drink while we do this work, because it will take a little bit of time. So for now, what we're going to do, right now we have some eucalyptus hanging here. I don't know if you can see that, but hanging from a birch branch here. I think we do want to do like a specific drying rack, but this has worked really well for us. Just, you know, taking a branch from our property and hanging it up and then tying our different bundles to that has worked really, really well. But yeah, like I was saying, you can harvest them and then drink them right away as teas, or, you know, if you wanted to put them on one of your dishes, things like that right away. Or you could also dry them and then store them. So we like to store them here in our apothecary cabinet, and I'll just show you what those look like. Okay, so here are some different herbs from last year. So this is, I think this is the, wait, I thought this was the lemon verbena, but it's not. Oh my gosh, that smells incredible. Oh, that's the peppermint from last year. Wow. Oh my gosh, I love that. So that's our peppermint from last year. And then this is a blend just from a local herbalist. And that's a really beautiful blend there. Some calendula, lavender, bee balm, it looks like, chamomile. Wow, that's a very zingy blend. Really beautiful. So these jars, these like bigger jars, are great for this, and we just store them in the apothecary cabinet. So in that cabinet, I also like to keep things like ashwagandha and licorice root and things like that that we don't actually grow here, but just any of my sort of medicinals and herbs that I get from local places, I like to store in our little cabinet there. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the kettle on, and we'll get to bundling these up. So I'm all set. I have my chocolate peppermint tea, and we are just creating these little bundles. The way I like to do it is just cut a few pieces of twine, and these are just a few feet long, and start a little bit off center and then use the other side to sort of weave it around. Just do that until the sides are about even, and then tie it off. Sometimes I like to do it in a fancier way where there's one piece of twine on either side, but you know what? This works just as well. And there you have it. That's our pineapple sage. And so what I've found is that you can basically just allow them to, if you're hanging them to dry instead of freeze drying them or using a dehydrator or something like that, the benefit of using something like that, some kind of machine like that, is apparently it preserves a lot of the properties of the plant, and it's sort of just like zapping them so that they stay preserved. But one of the benefits for me of drying plants is that I really like how it looks. I think it's a beautiful ornamentation for the kitchen. And so it's like a permanent bouquet, just having dried bundles in the kitchen. So for me, you know, I do this as a hobby, and it's not that big of a deal to have all of those nutrients preserved. So, but that is something to note if you are doing this very seriously for the medicinal properties of them. But yeah, I like to just hang them up and then dry them. And usually I'll just wait until they don't have any moisture left in the leaves so that there are no issues with drying. You could also, you know, do a really low slow in the oven, probably. You might want to look that up. But yeah, I think this looks really, really nice. And I find that when I go ahead and hang them to dry, I did shake them out before we came in, but when I hang them to dry, it gives all of the bugs an opportunity to leave, evacuate the premises. And then if we notice anything, we can just kind of gather it up and let it go. There we go. And I did find out, so celosia is edible. We're not probably going to be using it, but we'll see. I don't know. Let me know. Do you eat celosia? Yeah, that's just a really pretty one. Gosh, that's gorgeous. I also love with celosia how the stems have that beautiful color as well. Gorgeous. And this is just kind of a fun activity to do. Okay, so we've made our little bundles. I've removed the eucalyptus from here, and now I'm just going to kind of hang them wherever on this really beautiful branch. It has lichen on it. Yeah, once they're all dry, then just store them in like airtight containers in a cool, dark place. And it's nice. It sort of like reminds you of the season, reminds you of what you had in the garden. And they smell pretty good too. Just want to make sure there's air circulating around them. You can actually make a sage tea with the sage as well. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. It was so much fun getting to just sort of like meander around the garden and hang out with you. These are some of my favorite types of videos. Let me know what kind of videos you want to see in the future. It's just been so fun connecting with nature and garden lovers like you. So let me know what you'd like to see. I'm really open to whatever. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Please like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you are not already and you like this kind of gardening content, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Okay.